What's going on, guys? Who is Tunde here? Welcome to another episode of Afrobeats Weekly, your podcast about African music on the continent and the diaspora. What's going on, people? Another week, another Afrobeats pod. Shout out to you guys for always tuning in every week. We see you and we don't take that love for granted. And if this is your first time of tuning in, welcome to the show where we give you a recap of everything happening news-wise and music-wise in Afrobeats. So once again, welcome to Afrobeats Weekly. You know how we do if you are one old head here. I have to say that very slowly. Before we get into today's episode, I need you guys to please rate and review the podcast. Engage with us. It helps us grow. It helps us get noticed. So as you're listening from your favorite app right now, just leave that 5-star rating and comments. Leave comments, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. On today's episode of Afrobeats Weekly, we will be discussing the Alte community and the Alte scene. What really happened to that, very budding, very buzzing genre was thriving. Then all of a sudden, we didn't hear anything from those guys again. And as usual, new songs, spotlight of the week, turntable chats, eliminate, and all that other good stuff. What's going on, show? What's going on?
What up? How you doing, man?
I did, man. Not too bad. How fun? How your side?
I'm good, man. It was a really good week. So yeah, can't complain.
Spring started springing.
It was raining the whole day yesterday. So yeah, spring is pretty much around the corner.
Bro, opposite here, man. It's been sunny. But the good news is that I got cash yesterday. I walked into the bank and there were just maybe 10 people. So it was very...
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but it was capped at 20K.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, it was like more than
think about it. People were working on Saturdays and Sundays.
On Sundays, man. They sent the mail that all the banks were just sending us mails. Like, all the banks are we're open Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 5 or something like, God damn it, man. What's a country?
God damn.
Sorry to be a banker right now. You're going to work. I'm sure you're like, God damn it, another day, another. But yeah, we're here to keep you company. Afrobeats Weekly. Thank you for tuning in on your drive to work. If you're a banker, shout out to you, man. I'm sure it wasn't easy yesterday or day before yesterday. But yeah, we're here. Let's kick it off with fan mail this week. It's Sheon from Bagara and it says, "What's good, guys? I hope you are both doing well and keeping it real. I just had to drop a quick message to let you know how much I love your podcast, Afrobeats Weekly. It's my go-to source for all things Afrobeats, and I can't get enough of your witty banter and expert analysis." Yeah, talking about me, I'm very sure. Yeah, thank you. I love you guys to discuss Bounty Killer's comments on Afrobeats. I believe it was taken out of context with the short clip floating around the internet, floating around Twitter. I'd like you to talk about why Afrobeats seems to be more prominent than dancehall music at the moment. I'm not gonna lie, I totally fell for the short clip, because I was on Akiemi's Lost page and I was like, I smell hate. I was like commenting because I also saw that short clip and it just seemed like Bounty Killer was hating. But the interviewer asked him if dancehall still has a place in the international market and with the emergence of Afrobeats. And I was like, yeah, good for both genres, that kind of thing. If anything, yeah, he was saying the comparison I was making was just saying Jamaican music needs to dial down, that they are too technical, that Afrobeats is very simple, like no lyrics, just has melody. That was where he brought the Bonner comparison and was saying, yeah, and the way it was sounded like it was joking and mocking me. But if you didn't watch the interview from beginning to end, you wouldn't understand. It just seemed as if it was hating. But to be honest, that clip was actually taken out of context. I actually watched it from beginning to end, and Burna Boy song wasn't the song he was supposed to use to compare anyway, because that song has lyrics, just the chorus. And you don't want your chorus to be very technical. That was kind of like what he was saying. Anyway, to answer the last question, I just say good music and timing is what is making Afrobeat prominent. Right from time, we couldn't deny us the power we had. But now that we have the eyeballs and the structure, I think the time is now. I don't know if you saw that clip, sure.
Yeah, so I did see that clip, and I can explain it to you in two different scenarios. Now, one, I understand what he means by, Afrobeat doesn't have lyrics, and so it's just repetitive and what he was saying. And yes, if you watch the full clip, you understand that he was trying to say both genres can upbeat, but Jamaicans are like super aggressive, especially that type of Jamaican, super aggressive. So it sounds like hate, but really it's not. And yes, it was just a poor song that he picked. Now the other thing about it is that if you like hang around Jamaicans are just like hip hop heads, right? So there's some Jamaicans that like Jamaican like reggae music or dancehall music to be super dancehall. So like there's some Jamaicans that don't really like Shaggy. There's some Jamaicans that don't really like Wayne Wonder because they're not exactly because they're not super doing reggae music, those kind of things. Because they always wanted to like super dancehall. And this is exactly what the problem is now. So if everybody now decided to do super dancehall music, you can import that, or you can't import it. Exactly. So that music can be imported because people over there can't really like listen or hear certain lyrics and things like that. And people want to sing along now. So now it comes in, Afrobeat comes in and just has nice melodies and nice sing-along hooks that people are now gravitating to because that's generally the music that everybody's listening to now. Is just something I can sing along to.
Yeah, which is not bad at all, man.
Exactly. And Afrobeat just, nicely enters that pocket. Now there's some Afrobeat songs that don't go around the world, right? There's certain flavor songs that, probably won't blow. There are probably Olamide songs that probably won't blow because people don't know how to sing along to those songs. So it's always about what can people sing along to, what's easier for people to digest, their ears to digest. That's why Afrobeats is winning.
That's a very important formula in making commercial music, man. So again, it was taken out of context, but we kind of get where it's coming from. We as old hip hop heads have always had this argument, but I think like this thing over the time has now calmed down. We've now come to know that, man, you have to eat with this music thing. So there's space for you making the technical stuff and a space for you making the sing-alongy song. Anyways, let's get into today's news. Shane from Bagada, I hope you answered your question. Thank you very much for writing us. Before getting into today's news, let me just say you guys should write us at fanmail@afrobeatspod.com. That's fanmail at afrobeatspod.com. So let's get into today's news. And I'm very excited about the first news here. Davido had a please, and as a man of his word, he came to his senior March tweets and has announced a new album dropping next week, March 31st, titled Timeless. It's the trilogy. I think it's the end of the trilogy of the better time, a good time, a one time, two time. So we have Timeless. He's also hosting a special live event, a Timeless Night in New York, Lagos, and London in April. The shows will take place in Irving Plaza, New York on 2nd of April, Coco in London, 5th of April, and TBS in Lagos, 23rd of April. That's going to be very big. I don't know if they're going to
sell madness,
I don't know what's
crazy.
Like, but doing TBS is up there, man. I'm not going to lie. That's up there. I don't know how that production is going to look like. but I'm very excited for this one. I think it's one of the very, very, very huge venues. So let's see how they're going to pull that off. Yeah. So one man said, I'm dropping an album on the 31st, and another man said, I'm moving my album release from 31st to 7th of April. Wande Coal decided to delay his release of his upcoming album, Legend or No Legend, by 1 week. Is it because of the Davido date? I'll let you guys answer that.
No, it was actually done before that.
I was done before that. All right.
It was done before that. Because I was actually checking, because like when it was last week, I was like,
are you sure he didn't have intel? He didn't have intel that Davido is coming.
Maybe he had intel. But I'm just saying, like, I was checking because I was like, I went to this page and he had nothing on the album coming out because he used to have it before. And I was like, huh? So I went to go check for the album and I saw that the date had been like updated.
All right. So 7th of April it is. I mean, gives us another week in between for reviews. I love it. I'm not complaining. Finally, Rema has made history as his hit single Calm Down becomes the highest charting African song on Billboard Hot 100. Calm Down moves to number 8 and has now surpassed Wizkid's Essence remix featuring Tems and Justin Bieber as the highest charting African song on Billboard Hot 100. The song is also the most watched Nigerian music video on YouTube as it has surpassed over 230 million views. Yeesh.
Damn.
Surpassed over 1 billion streams across all platforms. Again,
Damn.
that song, like I tweeted, and you know, like we were both saying, we knew it was going to be big, but we didn't see it being this big.
Never saw it being this big, man.
Yeah. Well, we knew it was going to be like, okay, Selena Gomez, nice one, but I didn't see it, you know, and I think it's still climb from that 8 because I think it's all over social media. Like people are singing along to it. Like it's all over my TikTok, Instagram, all those places. So I think it's still climb, maybe number 5. If possible, go number 1 because you know early days, and I haven't really heard like any American songs like that are really popping. But yeah, let's see, man. Big ups, Rema. Huge achievement there, man. Huge achievement. So let's get into today's main topic. And it was, you know, inspired by a fresh now deleted rant that got me thinking what really happened to the Nigerian Alte scene. So the backstory, it kind of like started with Aya Star's post with a famous TikTok influencer. You know, they were both dancing to this Aya Star song, you know, normal promo stuff, but they had this Aliyah Alte aesthetic with the bra top and the open stomach and the very short skirts. And, you know, fresh air. And people were saying that that they were copying Alte people. Aya Star was copying Alte people. And Fresh Air, obviously, very passionate about that movement. He jumped in and he said Aya Star doesn't have to co-sign anyone for sure, as she doesn't owe them that. But a form of collab at some point would have been ideal. Personally, I would love to see a mainstream artist like herself work with Ashley Okoli or Deto Black. These two people he mentioned, that's the end of his rant. These people he mentioned are like Alte fashion, you know, community. They carried the team for head very well. So, so obviously people were not having it. They were saying it was gatekeeping Alte, feeling entitled. And it just got me thinking, like, what really happened to this movement? So if you don't know what Alte music is, it was just basically, I'd say Nigerian alternative music, and that's at the core of it. But with their music, they were very experimental, you know, genre benders, all those kind of things. And with their fashion, they were bold. The guys would wear like baggy pants, all these obscure outfits. The babes would wear short skirts, crop top, they would dye their hair. They're very rebellious, very bold. It was like a lifestyle, kind of like this subculture that they call it. It was like a subculture. And at its peak, they had like SoundCloud on lock. Like you could go to SoundCloud, play an audition song. Next recommendation was also a fire, you know, Alte person. You'd be like, is this person Nigerian? And you go to their Instagram and you see that they're Nigerians. These guys had good music. I also like the fact that they were collaborating with each other. Anyways, long story short, the lifestyle came, it peaked, and it kind of just fizzled out. Although some people are still like championing the sound and, you know, all these kind of things. It's no longer what it used to be. So I don't know what really happened to that sound.
Okay, so it's such a weird thing to say. Like nothing has happened to the Alte sound. Absolutely nothing has happened to it, right?
Yeah.
But let's just understand that when the Alte like scene kicked off, most of them were not known.
Yeah.
Right? Most of them, you know, hung out with themselves. They chilled with themselves. So each person knew themselves. They did the music with each other. They were basically all by themselves. So let's just put it like that. They were all by themselves. However, they're not the same way now because everybody grew. So Fresh L, which was part of like DRB, right?
Yeah. I think DRB last Giddy. If I don't, yeah.
Yeah, DRB last Giddy. Are they all together?
Nope.
Exactly. They branched out. What was the clique again? The 4-man clique.
I can remember those guys, but I can't place their name yet. But yeah,
exactly. I can't remember their names, but the 4-man clique, and they had that one singer, which I can't remember his name right now, which is so weird. And we talked about his music last week. And so they branched out. Santi, who was going by a different name back then, he branched out. Like Odusi, he's branched out. Everybody is branched out. So everybody has moved on. Everybody has like now people have label deals. So they're now no more Alte, as you want to put it. They're now mainstream artists, right? Because they're doing now mainstream arts. They're having Afrobeats, music and all that thing. So everybody has branched out.
Yeah, all these guys
and they're doing well right now. Right?
They've all branched out, they've all grown. And again, the Afrobeats, that's the music, obviously, that we are quoting. Is,
exactly.
It's
the
now
umbrella.
Yes, it's now bigger. So like, even if it drowns everything. It doesn't just drown. It doesn't just drown Alte. It drowns hip hop, drowns R&B, drowns like if you're an Alte musician now and you come out, they're going to label you Afro. They're going to label you an Afrobeats musician.
For sure.
It just basically drowns everything. But these guys are still there, like you said. Some of them are still championing the cause, still putting out music in the way and in the format that they like it, and their fans are still eating it up. So I think it's still the movement is still there. It's just a bigger touchlight on the mainstream music coming out of Nigeria called Afrobeats. So
yes. So my point is that, and all of them still collaborating with Afrobeat artists. So like last week I can't remember again, but we have different Alte alumni who we feature on this show who have a song with a different Afrobeat artist. Yeah. Like, are we gonna say, look, the Afrobeat artist has pulled this Alte act in to give him shine? No, it seamlessly happened. How they collaborated, we don't know how they met up, but it has happened. So for him now to come up and say, all right, Star should pull those guys in, like, it has to be seamless. It has to happen. There has to be a part where they'll collaborate or they'll meet each other and they say, oh, look, I like your style. I like it. Oh, you know what? Let me, this is something I used to do. But if they never met and maybe Arasta doesn't know about them, you can't put it on her to say, oh, you should have collaborated with these people. That makes no, I don't know, man, but that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't. Again, but you have to give these guys some shout out, man, because all this, being bold and being different and all these things, it came from these Alte guys. I'm not going to lie, man. We have to give them credit. Yeah, a lot of people like bashing them, like, oh, the genre, all these rich and entitled people, they've gone back to that, they're no longer, but all these guys you have, like Rema, Ayastar, and all these guys, somehow, some way were inspired by these guys because of their, originality. So now, they were doing it when it was the time when people were bashing them and saying, what are you doing? How are you dressing like this? Why are you opening your breast? All these kind of things. But, now everybody has come to enjoy it. And that is pretty much what everybody's going through now. So, yeah, shout out.
I don't know. It just felt funny because I don't see like, everybody or someone coming out of the blue now and say, you know what? Right now, you have a big hit now, but you should feature D'banj, or everybody should start featuring D'banj because D'banj was the first person that went. Nobody says that. Like, nobody ever says that. Everybody,
I guess it was just in this passionate space. Let me just get it tweeted. But yeah, there's no need for that. If the future wants to happen, it will happen. If it doesn't,
it will happen, man.
And the group we were trying to remember was LOS. I had to Google it.
Thank you very much. My goodness.
I just had to Google it. I was like, no, we can't forget.
Exactly. It was LOS.
Yeah, LOS.
So yeah, if it should happen, I believe that Fresh is in a capacity right now that he can make it happen.
Yeah.
He's not a small artist, again, that people don't know about him. People know about him. So he can make it happen. He can make the phone call happen. He can hook those guys up and say, hey, look, man, your style came from this person. He can make it happen. So he should make it happen. It shouldn't be a tweet. It shouldn't be a story or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Make it happen, man.
Yeah. And there you have it, guys. The Alte sound is still very much there. You guys check them out. The Odunsis, all these other guys. I have my top 5 Alte, which I'm going to go to when we get to that section. But for now, let's get into new music. No albums this week. Next week, we are going to eat. We are going to feast on albums. But yeah, this week, we just have a lot of new music. We're starting off with Soweto Remix by Victoni, Rema, and what's that guy's name? London, I believe.
Tempo,
the producer. Anyways, I think The only problem I had with this remix was the problems I have with like remixes being released remix this year. I've released original song this year. Next 2 years, you now release the remix when everybody is tired of it. After the remix,
Everybody tired.
they kept everything from the not much changes from the first song. So if you like the first song and you're not really tired of it, it's still very much the same thing but with different verses. So if it's your jam, you can still run it up, man. Still run it up. But as for me and my household, I don't have what. I'm like, come on.
Oh, bro. Take it away. Take it away.
Yeah. Anyways, another fire song that is causing chaos all over my timeline. I can't seem to scroll 5 tweets and not see this song or something on this song. Is Declan Rice by Odumodu Black. This one has been generating a lot of calls. Again, I really love Odumodu Black. I love the movement. It sounds fresh, sounds original. I love how it tweets like, you guys can't, stop me. This is me. So people be like, oh, he's copying Black. But like, yeah, I'm copying the formula that works. So he has the whole thing on lock. He's in a big label now. So they're really pushing him. You hear him immediately and you believe like what he's talking about. He has this conviction in his voice. But this particular song, for me, I don't know. First few listens, it didn't really enter like that. I don't know. There's something about the melody for me that is not sticking. But a lot of people like this, and a lot of people have been tweeting about it. Wizkid is on it. All these other musicians, everybody's tweeting about it, putting it on their stories. So it's going to be. Let's see how this song will perform. Like when it goes mainstream and when the people are digesting it. What say you?
Yeah, probably it's gonna, like you said, the same thing. But I can listen to it. It's not something that, that's, crazy dope, but I can listen to it. And also, it's going to have a fresh life, I believe, when someone else jumps on it.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny if it then goes mainstream and then gets to the actual person that the song is about, which is a Premier League player. All of a sudden, that's full mainstream. It can kick into the UK and all that thing. So, yes, it might be one of those songs. You never know. So, yeah.
Yeah, you never know. Declan Rice by Odumodu Black. Another song we have here, No Doubt by Wande and Odusi. This just sounds like one, early 90s R&B song produced by a guy called Wi-Fi God. Cool song. Sounds different from what you have out there. Give it a spin if you haven't. Wande and Odusi, No Doubt.
Yeah, like this song for me, like I love the Wande part. Like, first of all, like I'm a big Wande fan, so that's no, I'm not hiding that. So yeah, that part of his part of the song was just so nice. I don't know, like I was still trying to, I don't know if I'm still trying to get used to the Dunsi verse in my head, but the Wande like singing hook and everything, like I loved it. I want to hear more from him. I literally need to hear more from him. He's given us like 2 EPs now that I loved, right?
Yeah.
So I need a full, well, not like I need a full album yet. Yeah, but I need something more. So yeah.
All right, No Doubt by Wande and Odusi. Check it out. We've also got Plans by Nyanya. This one is just basically Afropop meets Amapiano log drums. You can hardly go wrong with that kind of thing. Cool jam. Nothing too over the top from Nyanya. Another decent entry, riding on the Amapiano wave. So that's what I took out from there.
Yeah, man. Nyanya is still at it, still going at it, still releasing good music. Yeah. So every time people are like, yo, man, where's this person? He's right here.
Yeah. He's right here.
Exactly. He's right here, man. He's releasing the music that you people want, but it's no way that you people like. I get it. It's twisted sometimes because some people were like, "Oh, it's not a hit." Nah, it's only you that can make it a hit.
Exactly.
You can't make it a hit. Like you make it a hit, then it's there. So this is a song right now. It's not different from anything else, So you can slide it straight into your playlists and blow it up.
Yep, exactly. Another song you can just slide into your Amapiano playlist, Balode by CDQ, D'banj, and Timaya. To be honest, I didn't see that combination coming
at all
from any angle, from Timaya angle, from CDQ angle, I didn't even see it coming. Didn't even see it, but I kind of like it. It's very catchy. And I think that if this, it's like all those songs that if you can hack radio or social media, it take off. Yeah, very catchy. I'm a piano song too that we didn't see coming. Fits right into
Like this is such a random collaboration.
Random
like I
collab,
was just like, what?
Very random.
Well, so this is funny. But yes, I can see this. I can see this, exactly being part of like a DJ's mix. It wouldn't do too bad.
Yeah, it wouldn't do too bad at all, man. We've got Loyals and Colors, My Baby by Magix, another 2-pack strategy to see which one sticks. One love song and one dancehall song. Which one do you prefer?
Oh man, the love song, man. The long song.
Yeah, the love song. The dancehall song kind of sounds, I know it's the comparison with Ruga are going to come, especially that they're on like affiliate labels. But yeah, I think it's just trying to see again what sticks. They're trying to push, and it's a very early push. And I like the love song too. Very dope. Very dope.
And I think that works. And I think that's a great skill and a great style to do because that's exactly how it was done back in the 90s. I love seeing this come back because in the 90s you had side A, you had side B.
Yeah.
Flip side of the single.
Exactly.
And one of them would do better in certain, one of them would do better in urban radio, one of them would do better in pop radio. So it could be that one of them would do better in radio and one of them would do better in the dance clubs and with the DJs and stuff like that. So that makes sense. And it's a good strategy because you can't just sit down on your ass and just wait for one song.
True that.
Attack both sides. So, yeah.
Nice little formula, especially if you have a machine behind you and you're recording all the time. Because I'm sure all these guys have like records upon records that they've recorded. But the label will be like, okay, you can't push it down now. So just push out 2 songs, 3 songs EP, 4 songs EP, see what sticks. If you want to do different styles, just see what sticks and what people like. And you can just now start, creating music towards what your audience likes. So yeah, big ups Magix, big ups Mavens. And there you have it. Those are all the songs we listened to this week. No albums this week, but next week, Davido is coming, upper week. Wande Coal is coming. Stay tuned, stay locked in. See, let me just say in advance now. Davido's album is 5/5. I don't care what you even say. In advance, it's a 5/5 album. So you should take it.
Bro.
Hey, I'm just joking. We can't do our best to be very objective about the album when it drops. So you guys should come back same time next week. Anyways, let's get into the spotlight of the week. My spotlight of the week this week is a guy named Hot Kid. It's someone I've been rooting for. He's part of that. My Mama Said Boys. He had a song out with Popoli, I think last year. That's a Godzilla. Yeah, that was Hot Kid. If you don't know, name of the song I want you guys to listen to this week is called Jambo. I can't place where he took that sample from, but it's a very upbeat fire song. So spotlight of the week this week, Hot Kid with Jambo. Let's segue nicely into the charts this week. It's a lot of movements up and down, a very huge jumper. I didn't see that one coming, but we'll get there. Let's start with number 10, RTID Kiss Daniel, staying on the same spot. Coming down, Jolie by Cade. New on the chart this week, Patino The Stop, Adekunle Gold, and Zinoliski. At number 8 and number 7, we have Ashiwaju by Ruga, another new jam debuting on number 10. Debuting on number 6, Ara Gengentin by Bella Shmurda. Stability holds on to the same spot at number 5. Rema's Holiday is coming down number 4. Soso by Omale is coming down at number 3. Number 2, Rising, Who's Your Guy, Remix, Pyro, and Tiwa Savage. Now we have the number 1 song, BNXN, Kiss Daniel, Shay Vibes with Wagalada. I think this song doesn't want to.
Jeez.
I think Spyro might just give this song a push. Yeah. I think
because that sounds
Spyro and Tiwa Savage's first song on the charts next week. That's my prediction. Okay. And I think Declan Rice too is going to make an appearance on the charts. I don't know where, but the way I've been seeing everybody push it, I think might just make one appearance on the charts. So yeah, I've looked into my crystal ball. See you next week for my verdict. So yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the 5. Right. This week I have my top 5 Alte guys. Guys I was really into when that movement was at its peak. At number 5, I have a guy called O.B.O. He's an alternative R&B singer, songwriter, music producer. Just go and listen to his 2018's mixtape, Inset's project name. Super, super talented guy. At number 4, I have Lady Donley. I consider her the first lady of the movement. You know, she has been consistent with putting out music. You know, I think she has like 4 projects. She's worked with Davido, Rema, Alte Gold, SDC. Another very important Alte figure. Number 3, I have Pretty Boy Dio, one of my absolute faves, very high energy. He does this like streets Alte, if I call it that. You guys should listen to his Everything Pretty debut album, very fire stuff. And number 2, I have none other than Cruel Santino, aka Santi. This is one who is not afraid to experiment with the sound. Sometimes he hits, sometimes he misses. He sings, he writes, he directs videos. He's currently signed to Interscope Records. He just does music as he likes it. And to be honest, his fans love him for that. They ride with him. If you just say something bad about Santi, they're going to come for you. It's like the Wizkid in that space. At number 1, I have Odunsi the Engine. If there was like a poster boy for the Alte movement, to me it was Odunsi. I heard that Time of Our Lives album and I was just wild. Unfortunately, he's one of those musicians that like disappearing for longer periods and come back and disappear and drop one song. But yeah, Odunsi is my number 1, and that's my top 5 Alte movements this week.
All right. So great list. Can't take anything away from your list. I'm doing my own top 5. I put it like my Alte Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
You see that? Yeah. Nice ring to it. Okay.
Yeah, I think I know the guys that will be there.
Okay. So in no particular order, but the last 2 will be in order.
Okay, I get it.
I'm doing it like that.
I get that kind of list. I get it.
Exactly. So at number 5, I have Falana.
Yeah.
It was this. Yeah. I think she's an amazing musician. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna take Falana out of the lists.
Okay. Doing the real.
And I'm gonna put someone on the list. I'm gonna put someone on the list that we remember, but people have forgotten.
I think I know who you want to say.
You already know who it is, right?
Yeah, I already know who it is.
Exactly. At number 5, the number 1, the mother of the Alte movement. If everybody's like, oh, we should give people flowers, we do not know where she is right now. Yep. At number 5 is Timmy Dollface.
Yes, sir. That's the one.
So if you're listening to this and you're like, who is that? Exactly.
Just Google her. That's all we need to
just find out who she is. Look for her music videos, look for anything. That is the mother of the Alte movement in Nigeria, or whatever you want to call it, Afrobeats or whatever, however you want to place it. But that is the mother of the Alte movement, Timmy Dollface. That's number 5. At number 4, I'm giving it to Odunsi. Like you mentioned, Odunsi the Engine is he is the poster boy. He's the face. He gave us the War EP with Nonso Amadi.
Yeah.
And the next year he gave us like an album. I remember like the very next year he gave us an album. That album had like Divine with Davido. Like I said, Alte started featuring Afrobeat artists and he blew up. He had star signs with Runtown. And he had like, I can't remember. I think he had like a song with Nasty C as well. Then he had like this one single, which was called Tipsy in 2019, which was a dope song. And now he's out there. He's blown. Can't really consider him Alte anymore because he's blown. So that's number 4. Number 3 is kind of weird, right? Number 3 is kind of weird because I have 2 people in this. I'm sorry, I'm putting in 2 people. That's my
fine.
number 3.
3
That's fine, right?
And 3B. Carry
on. Exactly. So number 3-1, my number 3-1 and number 3-2. Okay, so number 3-1 is B.O.J.
Yeah, you can't let those guys out. Yeah,
B.O.J. is the one that came out of LOS and blew.
Yeah,
and he's beyond whatever. He can do a show in London now and have Wizkid come up on his set. Like that's blown. Like
it's
I don't know what else to mean. Exactly. That is blown. Like he's on pretty much everybody's features. Like he can get any features that he wants. B.O.J. is that guy.
sir.
And my 3-2 is someone who released, I believe, one of the best albums in when Alte was doing Alte. You definitely know who he is. I don't really need to say who he is. The fact that you're trying to think about it, but just let's say this. Before people were jackpying, somebody released an album way back in 2014 called Passports.
Yep.
And that was Tewa. Get it this way, right?
Yes, man.
Dude, that dude is, and he's blown now. Like, let's forget about anything, but he's blown now. He was on Whiskey's well, the
yeah, he wrote on, yeah. It was
making like a True Love, exactly. He was on True Love, yeah. And that guy is
on that album, sir. Yeah,
exactly. And that guy is beyond it. So that's number 3. And number 2, I believe, is the collective that helps Alte rise to the top. And without them, I don't think Alte would have had the exposure. That's to me. I believe SDC belong at number 2 of the Alte movement as a godfathers of it.
I see it.
Because once they started the palm wine movement, they started featuring every single Alte artist, and everything just started rising to the top.
I see that synergy between both of them. Yeah,
dude, man, come on, you know I do this.
I see it.
And
let me think. I'm number 1. I want to hear this.
You should know who number 1 is. He's the godfather of Alte movements. He's the main Alte daddy of this whole Alteness.
Yeah, you have to be talking about Black Magic.
You know this, brother.
Yeah, I know this. My heart was in my mouth for a second. Like, where's Black Magic on this Mount Rushmore? Yeah.
This is the Alte godfather of it all. Black Magic, Repete.
Bro.
That was the sound that changed everything.
He was that guy.
He was that guy. Like, he was that guy before, Black Magic 1.0 flew through everything. That had Rainbow, that had Tomorrow, that had...
I think you've given me what I'm going to bump in the gym tomorrow, man. It's Black Magic.
Yo, man, that had Foreigner, that had Graffiti Love.
I need that album. I need to bump the album again, That album was... It was great. It was great. It was very great.
Yes, those first 2 albums from Black Magic, 1.0, 2.0, bro. I don't know what else to say, man. Yeah, that's it, man.
Fire list, man. Fire list.
That's
not mad at that list at all, man. Not mad at the list.
Yo, I do this.
Not mad at the list. So let's get into Eliminate in preparation for Davido's album, The Genesis, which when we're reviewing it that year, we called it The Genesis of O.B.O. Let me ask you, have your thoughts changed? I think we give it maybe 3 points. We gave it a 3.1 over 5. But listening back now, or always going back to it maybe once in a while, do you think, would you rate it any differently?
I think it stood the test of time.
Yeah.
The fact that album actually stood the test of time, and that's a dope. You got to understand that that's his first album, and he has gone on to do amazing and great things.
Yeah.
Right. And at that point, would we have thought that Davido would be a star like he is now?
Never doubt, man.
Exactly. We know who we always thought would be the stars. We thought Wizkid would be the star. Boom, he did that. We thought Burna would be an international star from the jump.
Yeah.
He did that. We thought Wande was going to be an international star. He didn't do that. And Davido, people just said, oh yeah, he made a really good album, made nice, good singles, but did we think he was going to be this monster? No, we didn't. Yes. Test of time, being the first one, I'd say 3.5 or 3.1, which would get rid of.
I think it's still about right. I think the 3.1 was, and I think, to be honest, we were one of the people that still give him a higher rating, because everybody was just bashing the album. I can still remember clearly people were bashing that album, but we were kind of the guys are just this album is not that bad. You guys should give it. Although there's some bad songs there, but anyways, let's get into Eliminate. 8 songs. We're going to start with Davido versus All of You. So Davido versus All of You. What say you? I know it might not seem like a fair fight, but Just maybe same.
It's not a fair fight.
No, it's not a fair fight.
Emma, Dami.
Okay, so damn
And that's
it then. All of you eliminated. Battle of the B-Red songs. New school things versus no visa. You can still remember all those songs, right? New school things versus no visa.
My God.
Battle of the B-Red songs. What say you?
I'll say new school things because that's I'll say new school things.
Yeah, new school things for me too. New school things for me. So let's do Battle of the Features. I love this. I love both features. For you with Tubaba and Feel Alright with Ice Prince. For you. For you. And every time we fight, that to me, that was the underrated song of that album. But yeah. For you, Tubaba, Feel Alright featuring Ice Prince.
Yo, man, it is so crazy. Like, because back then, Ice Prince was a mega star.
Yeah.
Just imagine, Ice Prince was a mega star back then. Tubaba was already in legend status. It was already in legend status like 13 years ago. Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, for that, I'll go with For You. I'll go For You.
Feel Alright, eliminated. That's my song. Sure doesn't like it too much. Let's go with Ekuro and Back When I Was Broke Yo versus Ekuro. Yeah, 2 fire songs. I think Ekuro gave him the what they call it to make very good music because it was the formula that worked. Anyways.
I want to say that Ekuro is the birth of Davido hits.
Yes. Give him that, yes, exactly.
Yeah, within Ekuro is like a lot of Davido hits have come from that sound.
Yeah, those sing this songy type of
and people wouldn't understand that because it came too early. Yeah, and he didn't like, you know what? He was like, nah, man, this is it. And he somehow found a way to flip it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So
back when, let's not remember how huge that song was.
On these beats is Davido.
Yeah.
Oh, nah, man. But before that,
I think whichever one you choose is mine.
I'm going with Back When, man. Please.
All right. Back When has it. So let's move on. Damiduro versus For You, Tubaba. I don't think it's a
Damiduro.
Back When versus New School Things, another non-fair fight. Let's just move to the finals. No need to answer. So we have Damiduro versus Back When doing battle. What is the top song on the Genesis of O.B.O, like we named it?
I'm air drumming. That's the problem. I'm air drumming right now. Like I've been air drumming I've been air drumming for the past I don't know, but yo, all I know is that look, when that video came out, right?
Yeah.
That video was like, I don't think there's been a hype for a video bigger than that. Like in Nigerian music history. I don't think so. I can't remember. Because that video, everybody was like, look, you need to go watch that. Like, that video was like, It was a moment. Because when they shut down, I think it was Osborne. They shut down Osborne in the middle of the night. Shoot that video with the bridge, fly over the bridge over. Oh, come on, man. Come on. That was a moment. And that made him a superstar. So I'm going with Damiduro.
All right, with that, Damiduro takes this week's eliminate of Davido's first album, The Genesis of O.B.O, like we named when we reviewed it. And with that, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of Afrobeats Weekly. We hope you enjoyed it. New episode of the podcast drops every Monday. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, or wherever you do your podding from. We would love to hear from you. Use the hashtag Afrobeats Weekly. Please leave us comments, suggestions, and send new music to fanmail at afrobeatspod.com. Also, don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram on AfrobeatsPod. We will catch you in the next episode. Yeah.
Peace out.